Are they gonna ring it outside?
Yeah. I'm just getting situated here.
So I should wait until they ring it, right?
Yeah.
You've done this before.
I know, I'm just like,
Don't rush Candace.
so we use these fancy ones?
For the two people that might, maybe. I don't see anybody yet.
Namanda Vatsinamanda 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 Vatsinamanda.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Sorry about that. My name is Ruby Kato, and I would like to welcome all of you to today's service. We will begin our service with opening meditation, followed by Nembutsu. Please join me in placing your hands together in Gassho.
Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda Vatsinamanda Vatsinamanda Vatsinamanda.
Okay, please rise if you're able to sing the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu on page 188 of the service book, followed by the recitation of the Golden Chain and Nembutsu on page 5.
Golden chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Okay, next we will, please join us in the chanting of the Sutra Jusege on page 95 of the service book. During the sutra chanting, we will have Oshoko or incense offering by the following: Dharma school student Ken Tran and adults Casey Ogata Tran.
Gagon chosegan hishimu jodo shigan fumanzok seifu shogak kao muryoko fuidai senshu usai shobingu seifu shogak gashi jobutsudo myosho chojibo kugyo mishomon seifu joshogak ryokujin shonen joei shubongyo shigumu jodo ishoten nishim jiniki and aigo fushomu saido shoujo sankumyo kosai shuyakunan kai jiegen meshikomoan heisoku showakudo tsuratsu zen shumon kosojo manzok iyodo jipo nichigatsu shujuki tengon bugen ishukai hozo kosei kudoku wo jodai shuju seppo shishiku kuyo isaibut kusoku shutoku on gane shitsujoman tokui sangai yo nyobutsu mugeji tsuratsu mi shoson shiganya koka daisen no kando koku shotenin touchi myoke namandabu 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 Gannishiku-doku Pyodo-sei-sai Dohon-mo-dai-shin Ojo Namanda Vatsinamanda 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 Namanda
We will now listen to a Dharma message by Reverend Candace Shibata.
Vatsinamanda 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 Namanda Vatsinamanda. Okay, good morning everyone. So today I wanted to show you something very special and something new. So thank you, Ruby, for noticing it this morning. So this is my new wagesa. And I wear a wagesa, and if you notice that it's a little bit longer than the manto shikisho that you wear, but this symbolizes that we're followers of the Buddha's teachings. So did you notice something about it, or maybe the pattern or the colors? The colors, right. So this is the different colors. And I think it was the colors that really drew me to this particular pattern. And I bought it in March when I went to Japan. And just to maybe just have audience participation or Sangha participation, what's your favorite color? And you can just shout out your favorite colors. Lavender, purple, pink, red. Wow, thank you. Anybody else? What's your favorite colors? Purple. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, growing up, I loved purple. Of course, when I was growing up, I loved black and gold because those were our basketball colors here. So I always loved black and gold, but I loved purple, pinks. And so, yeah, thank you so much for participating. So again, this is called a wagesa, and it's important because it reminds me that I'm part of a big Buddhist family. And not just here at our temple, of course, our Sangha temple is very, very special, and not just in California, but all over the world. Because as we know, that there's Buddhists all over the world, and we might be different Buddhists, but of course we follow the teachings of the historical Shakyamuni Buddha who lived in India. Now I want to show you something else that connects Buddhists from all over the world. Do you know what this is? Yes, Ken? Uh-huh, yeah. And do you see something similar? They all have colors, yeah. And maybe you can't see it, but they match what I'm wearing, right? The Buddhist flag. So this is the Buddhist flag, and this is, I thought we used to have one here in the temple, but this is the Buddhist flag, and it has different beautiful colors, and maybe some of your favorite colors. I know James's favorite color is right here, it's red. And so, of course, we have blue, yellow, red, white, and orange. Okay, so there's a really cool part about this Buddhist flag and what they mean. And they come from the light that the Buddha had shown after he came enlightened. And so blue, let's think about the blue color here. So why don't we all take a deep breath together? Right, okay. So blue reminds us of calm and peace. Okay, and yellow, can you smile really big for me? Okay, so yellow reminds us of the middle way. So it's happy and we're not sad, but this is the middle way. And so not too big, not too much, not too little. And this was one of the very important teachings that the Buddha shared with us. And red, can you put your hand over your heart? Okay, so this reminds us of compassion and caring for others. And white, can we sit very still like a statue for just a second? Most of us can, okay. So this reminds us of clear thinking, having clarity, okay? And orange, what about sitting up straight and tall? Okay, this reminds us of the wisdom and thinking and the teachings of the Buddha, right? When we think about the teachings, we want to just be proud and strong and tall as we live our lives in the teachings of the Buddha. And so, you know, what happens when all of these colors come together? It reminds us of all of these wonderful qualities that we're learning from the Buddha's teachings of peace and kindness and wisdom, and it's inside of each and every one of us. And so just like this Buddhist flag brings all of these colors together, and like the Wagesa connects me to all of the Buddhists everywhere, remember we're connected to each other here in our temple and connected to people that we don't know, maybe people we've never met before, but we're all interconnected in some way, shape, or form. So no matter where we are, how old or young we are, we're part of this big, beautiful Sangha and this community. So next time then, when you see a Buddhist flag, or maybe when you see my Wagesa, and actually I had to look at it when I was in the back here. I was like, where's the blue? The blue's behind me. That's why I couldn't see it. So, but luckily I have all of the colors. So remember, when we see the Buddhist flag or when I wear my Wagesa, I'm going to remember to think about, I'm part of something even bigger than myself, that I belong to a community that cares about me just as much as it cares about you as well. And also, how do I share this kindness with others when I meet them, maybe strangers, family, and friends? And so let me just end this with one last question. How do we take everything that the Buddhist flag represents, and how do we show that in our everyday lives? And maybe the one simple thing that we can do is to show kindness, right? So just think, how am I going to show kindness to others during this week? Okay, so just think about that for just a second. How are you going to show kindness to friends and strangers and families this week? Okay, so thank you for letting me share my newest fashion into my Buddhist wardrobe. And please remember to think about this Buddhist flag when you see all of these colors during your day as well. Okay, so please join me in Gassho as I conclude my Dharma message. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Thank you, Reverend Candace, for sharing with us your new Wagesa. Okay, next we will have, make sure, yes, Now we'll have birthdays for the month of May. Okay, as your name is called, please come up and burn incense, receive your cupcake, and have your candle lit by Reverend Candace. Unfortunately, there are no Dharma School students with birthdays in May. I don't think so. Okay. But if we missed your name, please come up and receive your cupcake. No? Okay. Here are other birthdays in May, adults. We have several that aren't here, but I'll announce them anyway. Meiko Horita, Rick Naishi, Kelsey Hayashi, Lester Sterling, Alex Sakata. But we do have, I think he's here, Keith Naishi. Please come up for your birthday cupcake. Lilia made them homemade, fresh this morning. And we also have Reverend Yukiko Motoyoshi. Are there any other birthdays? Any others that are celebrated? Oh, Kathy Pocaroba, that's right. Add that to the list. Thank you. We've got some fun, fancy candles this morning, too. Okay, let's sing happy birthday to our dear friends. They're all three are the same age, but we won't mention how. And the same month, yes. And thank you to Lilia and nursery kindergarten class teacher for making the cupcakes, and I'm sure maybe it helped a little bit. Did you? Okay, for announcements, we have several. Today is their last day to pick up your Da Vinci fundraiser tickets, meals, if you purchase a ticket. So that's until, I think they close at maybe 8 o'clock, I'm not sure. Temple scholarship applications are still available, but they're due on this coming Friday at noon. So if you haven't turned in your applications, please do so. May 9th is our chanting seminar. I think May will be talking about 3 items, right? Okay. And then next Sunday is Gotane, and please be sure, I don't know if the original calendar still said the 17th, but it is next week. okay? It's Gotane and Hatsumairi if we have any new infants to participate in the Hanamatsuri, Hatsumairi service, and also Parents' Day. So please come if you can. Would appreciate it. May 15th is the FBWA Panda Express fundraiser. The code is 9012794, and that always helps with the conferences and expenses for that. There's a Bon Dance for two is a workshop, online workshop on May 16th from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. I don't know if that was in the karma or not, but if you have any questions, you can contact Carrie Wong. Reverend Shibata's book club will meet on Wednesday, May 20th at 6:30. There's no service on May 24th due to the JCL picnic, Memorial Day picnic. And also the Buddhist Church of Stockton's 120th anniversary service is on May the 31st, and it's a special service with a potluck luncheon. So invitations should be going out in the mail if they haven't already. Cans and plastic bottles are now being collected by YBA. Please leave your recyclables in the white barrels in the mini chapel. Are we still collecting for my offering? Through Gotane, right? Yeah, okay. There are my offering envelopes that are distributed. If not, I think we can get some to you if you're interested in donating to our My Offering Fund for the Federation of Dharma School Federation. I'm sorry, what? Okay, it's to support education for students. And then May, you have?
Hello, so as Ruby-san mentioned, there is a chanting seminar coming up. That's on Saturday, May 9th, from 9:30 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. And it's going to be put on by Reverend Tadao Koyama, who specializes in ritual and chanting. So he's going to go over why do we chant, where do the sutras come from, and what is the essence and meaning of the sutras and hymns that we typically chant. And no chanting experience is necessary. Please call our office. It says on the flyer that we were supposed to RSVP by May 1st, but you can still call the office to get your name on there. And a recommended donation is $15 for adults and $10 for students 24 years of age and under. Also, we do have a Buddhist concepts and anime discussion group, and it's online every third Thursday of the month. This month it's going to be on Thursday, May 21st, and the episode that we're going to be viewing and talking about is going to be the first episode of Demon Slayer. So if you guys want to join in, there's a QR code on the flyer in the foyer, and you just, take a picture with your phone really quick, and you can link to sign up. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I just want to remind you that on May the 17th will be our last special presentation for the Sunday, or the Sangha Fellowship Sunday. The presenter will be Danelle Huff. She is a personal trainer and owner and operator of Fitness Addiction Studio in Atwater. And she's going to come and present some stretching and some exercises that we can all do at home to help our daily lives. She knows that, or she believes that mobility and balance are very fundamental to our well-being, and so that's what she focuses on. Just an FYI, she's my personal trainer, and to come from Atwater is over an hour drive, one way. So it's, it's like a two-hour 10-minute drive round trip. And so I really hope that everybody can come out and support her and support the Sangha Fellowship Sunday program. It will be our last presentation until the fall when we return from our summer break. Excuse me, it will start at 11:30 on May the 17th. Her plan is it'll be probably a half an hour of stretching and some movement things, and with all of her talking and answering questions, it'll be about an hour, and it'll be about 45 minutes. And then she'll take questions and answers and any personal, exercise, things you might want to ask her afterwards for stretching. So anyway, I really hope that you can come out. It's May the 17th at 11:30. We'll be in the gym. It's not going to be really rigorous. You can make it as rigorous as you want it to be, but she plans on starting off, gentle. A lot of it will be from a seated position. It'll be from folding chairs, and she adapts all of her exercises. So in case you are not somebody who can do it from a standing position or get on the floor or anything like that, it will be seated. So I think it's really made a difference when I've worked when I work out with her. So I hope that everybody comes out to support not only the program, but support her and her willingness to come out and drive this distance to do this presentation for us. Hey, thank you.
All right, speaking of May 17th, we will have our May Digesting the Dharma discussion. As you can tell, May is a very busy month with a lot of different events, so we will only have one session of Digesting the Dharma right after service, and we haven't figured out who is going to lead that one, but somebody will lead that discussion is what I want to emphasize. Thank you much. Oh, it's on May 17th, right after service that Sunday. Thank you.
On Saturday, May 9th, there's also the Okage-sama. It's the Japanese American Interpretive Center. This is a Stockton Assembly Center. When World War II broke out, people in Stockton area first reported to the Stockton Assembly Center. So there's an open house on Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. and it'll be at the building. This is the only building still in existence at the Stockton Fairgrounds that was there during World War II. Also on the 24th, that's a Sunday, the JCL picnic. It's going to be held at Mickey Grove Park. You do not have to be a JCL member to attend. Also this year, the location has changed in the park. It'll be on the southeast corner of the park near the south exit. There's envelopes in the foyer for the My Offering. This is donations for the Federation of Dharma School Teachers League, and this is to help educational programs. If you want to make a donation, please make it out to Stockton Dharma School. All the monies collected will be sent, the Federation will send one check. Thank you.
Oh, I forgot a couple things. The Stockton YBA is having their Double Good Popcorn fundraiser starting this Friday, May 8th at 4 o'clock, and it's online it's 1 week. So Friday, May 8th, 4 p.m. to Friday, May 15th, 4 p.m. So please support the group by grabbing some delicious popcorn, and over 50% will go back to YBA. So This will be posted in the foyer. There's one in the mini chapel as well. And then save the date on June the 20th for Yaba's Pizza Game Night. And I think that's it. Shotsuki service will follow right after this service, and we will be having an SBWA meeting at 11:30. Are there any other announcements? If not, please, the Dharma School is dismissed to class. Please observe good etiquette and do not enter the aisle before the row in front of you. Those students who did not offer incense before the service are asked to do so before leaving the Hondo. Thank you. Hi. Oh, aren't those pretty? I love them. In June. That one? Okay, maybe we will. Oh, look at that one.
Mine's on June 24th.
Yours is June? Oh, you gotta give that. I'll put that pink one out for you. Okay?
Mine's June 24th.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay, good morning again, everybody. As our children are transitioning out, I just wanted to welcome everybody to our Shotsuki monthly memorial service. And of course, this particular service is for each and every one of us to remember and honor our loved ones and friends in the Dharma who have passed away. And, you know, as I was thinking about the calendar, and I actually have my calendar sitting at my table here, and just looking at all of the things that I have on my schedule, it's always a nice opportunity to take this particular Sunday to just stop and take a breath, to really just sit and think about our loved ones who have passed away, and how they continue to guide us in our lives, and continue to touch us with their light and all of their lessons and their love, despite the fact that their physical presence is no longer here. And I'll be touching on that, and even maybe the pain that we do continue to experience as we miss our loved ones, but what we can also learn from their lives as well. So I'll be sharing about that sentiment in my Dharma message a little bit later. So thank you so much for joining us today. So we'll begin the service with the chanting of Sambujo, Sambujo, again, is a hymn called Three Respectful Callings, and we call upon Amida Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, and the Buddhas of the 10 directions that also include our friends and loved ones who have passed away. And this can be found in the inside front cover of our service book. And please join me, if you feel moved to do so, to chant along. And this will be followed by the Hyobyakumon, or the dedication or declaration of our gathering today, and of course the reading of the Shotsuki names for the month of May. We have gathered today to observe our Shotsuki monthly memorial service. This is our monthly service to remember friends and loved ones who have passed away in the month of May. They are Lilia Lola Alvarado, Faith Sumi Arakawa, Emiko Arata, Marianne Babaoka, Nancy Tsuruko Chinen, Jerry Kulala, Satoru Fujimura, Toshiko Fujishige, Ken Hamamoto, Nui Hatanaka, Kozo Hattori, Ayako Hayashi, Carol Lynn Keiko Hewitt, Mieko Higashi, Tsukino Hirano, Thomas Masaji Inamasu, Elva Kiyoko Inoue, Matsunosuke Ishihara, Yoshio Itaya, Fred Masaru Ito, Setsuko Kajioka, Mary Kato, Misao Kato, Tadakazu Mike Kato, Tetsuya Kato, William Austin Kelly Sr., Lily Yuriko Kitagawa, Teruko Komore, Itsuyo Kubo, Eva Wong Kuboyama, Shoji Kuwabara, Paul Matsumoto, Wayne Patrick Mitsuda, Yae Miyai, Kanami Ben Miyamoto, Kimiko Mori, Lois Yukiko Morimoto, Kei Kifu Morita, Tsuki Moriwaki, A. Murakami, Yoshiaki Murano, Dennis Hajime Nagai, Naoko Nakaoka, Shizuma Nakaoka, Nancy Fumiko Natsuhara, Yoshio Nonaka, Iwao Oji, Jesse Hideo Oji, Mieko Oji, Umbelina Oliveira, Asano Otsuka, Toshie Reinhardt, Michiko Mary Ryuto, Toshiko Ryuto, Deborah Saiki, Misako Saiki, Hachiro Sakai, Terry Sarowatari, Patsy Hisako Sato, Jinji Shiba, Kazu Shiba, Kiichi Kei Shiga, Yukio Shimizu, Henry Shinmoto, Hideo Bob Shinoda, Heihachi Sugimoto, Gerald Minoru Tanaka, Lillian Tanaka, Sam Tanaka, William Taniguchi, Kiyoshi Tashima, Sam Sanji Terani, George Misao Tomura, Kiraku Torigoe, Takako Tsunekawa, Shigemi Tsushima, Sadao Raymond Tsutsumi, Russell Rusty Tsutsumi, Sadako Ueda, Sam Haruo Umeda, Yasuko Mary Wakai, Chiyoko Watanabe, Jim Watanabe, Kin Watanabe, Kiyoshi Watanabe, Jane Shizuko Yabumoto, Clarence Takeshi Yamada, and Marie Yamada. We realize the cherished memories of those we love and have lost. The impermanence of all the world is revealed. May the fragrance of the incense teach us the purity of our intentions. May the beauty of the flowers offered remind us of life's impermanence. Altar, lead our thoughts. Amida Buddha of wisdom and compassion. Please join me in Gasho. Namu Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, so we'll continue the service with the chanting of Sambutsuge, and this can be found on page 82 of our book, and I invite all of you to come forward to offer incense during the sutra chanting. Shogakudayon Korujibo Kaimon Shojin Sanmai Jie 主生慶部人体前年小仏崩壊苦人事の苦語外大無名欲ぬ世尊女無二のしし人徳無量空軍古代知恵寿命光明威相神道大戦願が差仏在所生じ未不下脱不正上位解任承認如税三昧知恵公正徳仏不行志願一切空空一切大安慶始仏百千億万無量大小衆女五者供養一切使徒諸仏不尿愚道検証不逆非尿五者諸仏世界無不影無種節道光明師匠変死諸国如税精進偉人難量量が差仏国土第一五種奇妙道場超絶国如内音二無闘争ガトワイミン道脱威災地方来所心熱症状意図が国経楽和の古物神妙税が心象発願非力少所欲自母生存知恵浄土子孫知が信行経度心死諸 도구주 가교 쇼진 닌주 후게 묘도 세이사이 돈 모다이신 오디오 안 Namanda 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 Namanda. Okay, so we'll continue the service with the singing of the Gatha Tsuicho no Uta, verses 1 and 2, on page 222, and this will be followed by the three treasures found on page 2. Please rise at this time only if it's comfortable for you to do so. I'd first like to share the translation before reading the three treasures. Though you are gone to the Pure Land, my thoughts are of you. Longing to see your face, it floats before me when I intone the Buddha's name. beneath the spring flowers or in a garden of singing insects, on an autumn night, taking your hand, I rejoice in Oya-sama's compassion as I long for you. Namandavats, namandavats. Please join me for the recitation of the three treasures on page 2. Three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us really understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namandavats, 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 namandavats. You may be seated. Okay, at this time, it's my pleasure to share a few thoughts and feelings and many personal thoughts and feelings that I've had during this last week in a Dharma message. And I'd like to start my Dharma message with a passage from our founder Shinran Shonin from the collected works of Shinran. And this can be found in the hymns of the Pure Land. And this happens to be one of my favorite passages from Shinran. Please join me in Gassho. When sentient beings think on Amida just as a child thinks of its mother, they indeed see the Tathagata who is never distant, both in the present and in the future. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namandavats, namandavats, namandavats. So I've shared this passage many times, many times, and it's really been very moving for me to learn more about Shinran's works and to just get a feel for his sense of deep gratitude for Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion. And you know, as we gather today for our May Shotsuki Memorial Service, we come together, of course, in remembrance, and remembering those whose lives continue to shape ours, as I was mentioning earlier today, even though they're no longer physically with us. And as I was reading the Shotsuki names, so many of those faces just came to my mind of not only my own family members, but dear friend, and so many of the individuals who I had seen on a regular basis as I was growing up here. And of course, I was remembering all of those interactions with them. And, you know, Shinran Shonin reminds us through his beautiful words that there's still a connection that's never truly severed, even though our loved ones away. And in the opening passage, this image of a child thinking of its mother really, for me, is very powerful. Instinctive, natural, at least for myself, and filled with much longing, but comfort and trust too. And a child does not need to be taught how to think about their mother. It just simply arises, and perhaps that happens in the tummy or when the first meeting occurs. And in the same way, she knows that when we turn our hearts towards Amida Buddha, the presence is never distant, and not in this moment and not in the future. It's always close by. And this teaching feels especially close to my heart now. So as you know, Mother's Day is quickly approaching, and for me, it has a different meaning. And this past week, I found myself really missing my mom very deeply. And sometimes grief, it really comes quietly, maybe like a soft breeze that comes through the day, and other times it arrives very unexpectedly through something as simple as a social media post. And that's what happened to me this week. And it wasn't just one, and as the algorithms happen, then I was seeing many, many social media posts about moms and longing. And so they were just kind of feeding this kind of longing and this grief that I felt for her. So I recently came across two posts that really spoke about the loss of a mother. One reflected on how a mother will not see her child grow old, will not witness the many versions of who they will become. Another spoke of unfinished conversations and unspoken words and a love that feels interrupted, cut short before it was ready to end. And in my case, this feels especially true because my mom just passed away so suddenly and so young. And as I read those words, I felt something stir within me. Not something new, but something familiar. A quiet ache, I think, that continues to live on in my heart and mind. Because the truth is, when someone we love passes away, especially a parent or somebody who feels like a parent, it's not just their physical presence that we deeply miss. We miss the future we imagined with them, the conversations we thought we would have, and the moments we assumed would still come. And perhaps many of you are feeling these same aches as you think about your loved one who has passed away. And so grief is not only about what has been lost, it's also about what will never be. In Buddhism, of course, we reflect on impermanence, change. We understand that all things arise and they pass away. And yet even the Buddha acknowledged how difficult it is to part from those we love. Both the historical Buddha, Shakyamuni, and Shinran Shonin experienced the loss of their mothers at a very young age. Shakyamuni's mother, Queen Maya, passed away shortly after his birth, and Shinran lost his mother when he was still a child. And we can only imagine, and I think I reflected on this before in the past, really how those early losses shape their lives and their sense of longing or their questions about life and death and their deep search for meaning and maybe liberation from this type of suffering. And perhaps in some way, it's through these experiences of loss that a deeper awareness was awakened within them, a realization of the fragility of life, a recognition that nothing can be held onto forever. And yet, rather than turning away from that very hard truth, they leaned into it. They allowed that awareness to really open in their hearts, to deepen their compassion for all beings who experience the same pain. And I often think about my own mother's passing and how it shaped my life. There's one memory that feels especially vivid to me this time of year, and it was Mother's Day, our last Mother's Day together, though I didn't know it at the time. And I had bought her a cake, and at the time, cakes that you can actually put a picture on, the top of the cake was very, very popular. And so I went to Baskin-Robbins and I bought her an ice cream cake and had a picture of my sister and my mom. And I snapped this picture of her holding it, smiling. And for some reason, something I just really can't explain, I had this strong urge to take a picture of her at this particular time. And not just a casual photo, but really this conscious moment of wanting to capture her, holding this cake that we all enjoyed later that evening, and to hold on to that image. And I actually brought that picture with me, but I forgot it in my office. But it's one that I continue to look at, and it sits on my nightstand so I can see it all the time. And so I did. I took this photo. And at the time, I didn't know why I was having that feeling so strong of capturing this particular moment. But just 4 months later, my mom passed away. So now that photo has become very, very precious to me. It's more than just an image. It's a moment and a memory and a connection that continues to live on. And I still love ice cream cake too. And sometimes I find myself wondering, was that a moment of a kind of awareness, a quiet recognition, even though I fully didn't understand it at the time, of impermanence? And the posts I read spoke about interruption, a love that feels unfinished. And in many ways, that resonates very deeply in my heart. But from the Buddhist perspective, perhaps we can shift how we see this. Is love ever truly finished? Or does it simply just change its form? Enron's words remind us that when we think of Amida just as a child thinks of its mother, that presence is never distant. In that same way, when we think about those we love, our parents, our grandparents, our friends, and perhaps even our children, they are not far away as we might feel. Their influence continues in us. Their kindness lives on in their actions. Their voices echo in our memories. Their love becomes part of who we are every day. So while there may be no more new conversations in the same way that we once knew them, the relationship itself, it's never gone. It's just transformed. In Jodo Shinshu, we entrust ourselves to Amida Buddha's compassionate vow, a compassion that embraces us just as we are, in our grief, and of course in our longing, and even in our imperfections. And within that embrace, we're reminded that we're never alone, not in our sorrow, not in our remembering, not even in our sense of deep loss. Because just as a child thinks of its mother, we are held, always and forever. So today, as we remember our loved ones during this Shotsuki monthly memorial service, let us allow ourselves to feel whatever arises, whether it's sadness or gratitude or longing or even moments of quiet joy. Let us remember that our grief is not something to push away. It's a reflection of deep love. And let us take comfort in knowing that while life is impermanent, the connections we share continue in ways that are beyond what our eyes can see. So to conclude my Dharma message, will you please join me in Gasho? When sentient beings think on Amida, just as a child thinks of its mother, they indeed see the Tathagata, who is never distant, both in the present and in the future. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Okay, so before we conclude, shall we sing one last gatha, Ondoksan number 2, together? And please rise if it's comfortable for you to do so. This can be found on page 197 in our service books. I'd like to share the translation of Ondoksan 2. In gratitude, the debt of gratitude I owe to Amida's great compassion, I will proclaim until my life disintegrates into dust. The debt of gratitude I owe to my Dharma teachers, I will express until my bodily form is finally shattered. Namandavats, Namandavats, Namandavats. Please join me in Gasho for one last closing meditation. May we all truly reflect with gratitude and humility on that which we have been allowed to receive through the teachings of the Buddha. May we always endeavor to listen intently with our fellow beings to the summoning voice of Amida Buddha, and together as one be born in Amida's pure land. With a radiant and boundless mind, may we each regard all living beings with loving kindness without limit. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namandavatsu, Namandavatsu, Namandavatsu. You may be seated. Okay. So thank you, everybody, for your kind attendance today. And please join us before going home in the mini chapel for refreshments and fellowship. And are there any additional announcements? Yes, yes, yes.
We had too many announcements during the first service. But how many of you are like, Motai Night, this odd towel still has life in it. This old blanket, I can't throw it out, right? But yet, you never use it. It's stuck in the back of that cabinet that you wish you had more room in, right? Well, we're going to bring back what we called compassion for critters. And we're going to help the City of Stockton's animal shelter, the one that you could see right off of I-5. And we're going to be donating, they want used blankets, towels. They don't want huge, like king-size comforters, but if you have smaller ones that you want to get rid of, please save it. We're going to try to kick this off next week. And they also need monetary help, so we'll be collecting funds for them as well. Unfortunately, we don't think this would qualify like we did for Delta Humane, where social welfare will match because they're not a 501c3. They're part of the city, but they are in great need of assistance. So it's difficult for us. You have to remember, whatever you bring, I have to pack in my car down there. So I'd rather not you bring 50-pound bags of dog food. Week. So it's a pretty quick turnaround for them. But we are going to work on helping the animal shelter